Hi there, good afternoon everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster for a show called What's New. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So What's New is an episode that we do weekly in which I talk about an album that has come out in the year 2025, in this case 2025, and we just go over the album from the beginning to the end. I talk a little bit about the songs, what's released on it, and we're going to be doing Circling from Above from STYX. This is a new album coming out on July 18th, 2025. It's about 41 minutes in length on the Universal Music Enterprise label, I guess you would call it that. Will Ivankovich. I always want to say Evan, but it's Ivankovich. Anyways, this was, like I said, released recently. I have my copy here. I got it last week. I've listened to the album a couple times now. Solid STYX album. It's all I was hoping for. I wasn't sure what I was going to get here. Was I going to get something? Because from some of the reviews I've heard, it's not as heavy as the previous album, Crash of the Crown. So I was thinking, oh, maybe they're going to go a little bit more poppy and a little symphonic sounding, and that didn't really appeal to me. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but I feel pretty good after having listened to it. So featured on the album, of course, is the members of STYX, 2 new members to the band, but we'll give you the whole list. Tommy Shaw, acoustic electric guitar, mandolin, and vocals. James J.Y. Young, electric guitar and vocals. Lawrence Gowan on piano, organ, synthesizer, mellotron, and harmonica, and vocals as well. Chuck Panazzo on bass. Todd Sucherman on drums and percussion. Will Ivankovich on acoustic guitar, electric guitar, mandolin, harmonica, synthesizers, and vocals. And Terry Gowan joins his brother Lawrence Gowan here on bass and upright bass as well, or if you want acoustic bass. So additional instruments or additional musical instrumental additions to this by Steve Blake. I think it's Blake. Strings and arrangements. Could be Black though. My R's and C's not so easy to tell apart. He did that on tracks 6, 8, 9, and 11. Jeff Collins doing clarinet solo on track 9. And Aubrey, I'm going to get this name messed up here, Hagney, I think it is, on fiddle solo on track 13, I believe. So, interesting album. I've listened to it like it's an entirety. I haven't opened this yet because I haven't done my episode of What's New yet. So, I don't want to open it until we do that. But I have listened to it online a few times, so I'm prepared to a little go over it a bit. So the album is very STYX-like, of course. Not too different from Crash of the Crown. Maybe not as many heavy tracks, although I found it to be heavy at times. Lots of vocal harmonies. This is a strong vocal harmony album, even more so than Crash of the Crown, I think. Songs are a little bit longer than some of the ones on Crash of the Crown. I do like that. I like this cover too. I like the back. I like the front. It's pretty good. There is some symphonic stuff that I was worried we were going to get too much of, but it's tempered with lots of guitar parts, lots of piano, the odd the odd clarinet sound here and there. A little bit of keyboards throughout it, of course. Some heavy rhythm section on some of the tracks too, which I appreciate. I always like STYX rhythm section, pretty strong. But the main focus on the album to me is the vocal parts. All 4 guys are singing: Ivankovich, Shaw, JY, and Lawrence Gowan doing lead vocals. All 4 of them doing lead vocals on points on the album. Lots of harmony vocals here, really well done. The one video that comes with the opening track, Circling from Above, really good. I thought it was kind of science fiction-y, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. So now we'll just break some of the songs down so you got a kind of an idea of how this album's going to go. I did give a couple of 8s here, so I will tell you what songs are my favorite when I go to them. So the first song, Circling from Above, The video was good. I didn't care much for the song. I didn't dislike it. It passed, but I didn't think it was one of their best. I was getting a bit nervous at the beginning because it was very strongly symphonic, lots of keyboards in the opening. The harmonic vocals were quite good, though, and strongly dominated by a vocal opening. So I was a little bit concerned that we're going to get all of this throughout the album, but it was pretty much an aberration. It wasn't the way the whole album went, just one song in it. Build and Destroy was the next song. Like this song a lot. Catchy, rhythmic kind of opening with some really good keyboard solo parts. Catchy, a nice vocal part by Lawrence. I believe it's Lawrence singing here. Catchy harmony vocals throughout it as well. It's kind of an up-tempo song. I thought the guitar solo was catchy. I think it was Tommy that played the guitar solo here, but I'm not 100% sure, but if I remember correctly, it was. And then it's overall a pretty catchy track, one of the better tracks on the album, I think. I'm just going to flip over here. Hopefully I don't hit the button like I do sometimes. I'm just going to take it off here so I don't do it. It did nothing worse than getting 3/4 of the way through a video and then you erase it. Next song up is Michigan, another good track. A moderate kind of raspy guitar part. The bass is forward in this mix. It's got a nice catchy riff. The vocals are strong. I believe it's Lawrence again. Sounds like Lawrence. Got a nice heavy guitar part. It's a pretty solid song. Next song up is King of Love. Multi-vocal opening here. Really hooky guitar part. Vocals are deep and raspy. I'm not really sure who's doing the vocals. It could be Will. I'm not sure. Maybe it's him. I haven't heard anything from him before, so I have nothing to compare it to. Lots of strong keyboard parts throughout it. Lawrence seems to be quite good on the vocals here. He does bits of, so they like to do this where different people are singing different parts, which is good. The guitar solo was pretty fantastic, pretty catchy. I like this song a lot. So the songs tend to go just a little bit down, each of them, until it gets to a certain point. Then they start going back up again. Next up, this song is called It's Clear. Key part opening. Pretty good keyboard part opening anyways. Lawrence on vocals here. Catchy, heavy guitar part throughout it as well. Next song's Forgive. This one I believe is Tommy on the vocals, but I could be wrong. I think it starts out with Tommy for sure, and then maybe Lawrence takes over at some point. It's got a kind of a tuned down or toned down acoustic guitar opening. And Tommy and Lawrence, I think, back and forth there singing. And it's almost like a power ballad in some ways. Not a bad song though. Next up, Everybody Raise a Glass. Starts with a kind of an old enzyme, that song, and then it quickly jumps into a very Queen-like track. Feels very Queen-like here. The vocals are by Lawrence. Multi-vocal parts are good as well. Very Queen-like. Heavy guitar riffing here. Piano, really good. I would say the guitar solo is very forward, pretty dominant. I like this song quite a bit. It just has a very Queen-sounding feel to it. Next up, Blue-Eyed Raven. It's got these kind of weird kind of cold noises. I don't know what you want to call them. And then there's this forward, followed by this acoustic guitar, fast-paced acoustic guitar part. It sounds like Tommy doing the vocals here, kind of catchy riff. And then it's got a little bit of a string mandolin part towards the end of the song. Next up is She Knows, kind of a synthesizer part to open with some piano. The vocals, I think it's a twinning vocal sound, sounds like two people going here. Heavy riff period during the solo. So he's got this solo and some heavy guitar in the background. And then there's kind of a clarinet solo, but it's quite good. I actually think it suits the song. Then you got the shortest track on the album, Ease Your Mind. It's about 48 seconds. It's a piano bit with some heavy harmony vocals. Then we get the song that I think might be my favorite. Pretty sure this is my favorite. I just want to check, make sure, yeah. My favorite track, things that you said. Great vocal opening here, fantastic, catchy beat. Then you got this twin multi-vocal part, which you get quite a bit throughout the album. Very catchy tune, very endemic STYX sound. Like it sounds just like STYX. And keyboard solo was very good too. Oh, sorry. Just going to turn. I got 2 tracks on this last page I want to talk about. Final 2 tracks on the album. We Lost the Wheel Again. Basically, it's a song about we're always building up and then tearing down and building up and tearing down. That's my kind of feel of it. It's a catchy, up-tempo beat. The vocals are a bit more on the harsh vocal sound. Doesn't really sound like JY. It probably could be Will here. I'm not sure. It's got a country-like guitar solo. I don't know if that makes any sense. Kind of feels country-ish. Lawrence Gowan doing some vocal parts here as well. And then the solo at the end, very catchy. So good track. And then the final track on the album, Only You Can Decide. It's not a bad track. I don't think it's one of their best tracks. Probably mid-range as far as how I feel about it. It's slow melodic song. I think Tommy or perhaps Lawrence Gowan here on vocals, or perhaps both of them. And then there's some multi-vocal parts throughout this song. So a pretty strong album from STYX. I don't know yet if I think I like it more than Crash of the Crown. It would have to be fairly good to do that. But you need to play that for a while, like 4 or 5 months before I could really make that assertion. But I feel real good feeling about it. Having listened to it a couple times now, I feel like it's going to be right up there amongst the better stuff that they've done. So this makes like 3 in a row now that I've had good feelings about. Really, the band is playing very well at this stage of the game. Maybe one of the best bands out there, late stage bands, still putting out albums. It's late in their career. They're mostly in their 70s now. I could see them doing a couple more though, and I would be happy to have them. Trust me, happy to have them. They're fantastic sound. They just have everything going. There was a guy I seen one guy putting his list of bands that should pack it in, and they had STYX on there, and I think you completely don't know what you're talking about. This is a band that's very much playing very well at this stage of the game. Some other bands I agreed with him on, but this one I just totally disagreed with him on. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about Circling from Above or STYX or the members of the band or anything that I've said, you can do that in the comment section below. And we will be back again for another episode of What's New. So take care and have yourself a good evening. And goodbye from Prog Monster.